Several shootings and multiple bombings have rocked three parts of Paris tonight in an apparently coordinated attack across the French capital, with a hostage-taking attack at the Bataclan Arts Center and Concert Hall, a shooting at Le Petit Cambodge restaurant, and bombings outside the Stade de France, all claiming at least 42 lives so far, with that number almost certain to climb higher. Details are still developing, but there are reports that at least 6 gunmen involved, and some accounts saying the gunmen shouted Allah Akbar and "This is for Syria" before beginning that assault. Now, at the Bataclan Concert Hall, the Eagles of Death Metal were an hour into their performance when the shooting started. At this point, we know that there are at least 60 people being held hostage at that venue. We have a quote from one journalist who was actually there. His name is Julian Pierce. He says several armed men came into the concert. 2 or 3 men not wearing masks came in with what looked like Kalashnikovs and fired blindly into the crowd. It lasted between 10 and 15 minutes. It was extremely violent and there was panic. The attackers had enough time to reload at least 3 times. They were very young. Now, the gunmen at the Bataclan, it's also said that they've been armed with explosives, and the Stade de France, that particular stadium, that venue, President Francois Hollande was actually in the stadium watching a game between France and Germany. He was able to evacuate. We have a small clip of that game as it was being played when the bombing happened. Take a look. Attendees then were not allowed to leave the situation until it was cleared. And elsewhere, gunmen opened fire into the 11th district of the city. We have a quote from President Obama. He said in a statement following this attack, "We stand together with them in the fight against terrorism and extremism." President Hollande has declared a state of emergency in France and has ordered the borders. Every French border is currently closed. I want to also point out that Paris issued a mandatory curfew. There hasn't been one since World War II. There are estimates that the death toll could climb to over 60. We'll keep you updated on these events as they're unfolding and as they're clarified.